flyer is. Oh, you don't, this is probably mine, I'm supposed to take it home, huh? Yeah, it's got my name on it, never mind.
You're pretty observant today.
Yeah, well, I've always noticed that, like, I'm pretty sure that's our high school, it's got the green and gold Mustang.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're starting. Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock on September 22nd, 2025. Let the record reflect that all elected and appointed board members are present with the exception of Mary Ann Naisland, who is on approved vacation. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, review of agenda. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Oh,
Michael Butler?
yeah. Just reviewing the weapons policy update.
So you wanna pull that policy out
Yeah,
and
let's
discuss it?
pull that policy out and discuss it.
So we're gonna pull out. Do we have the policy number for that one?
4210.
We're gonna pull 4210 from the consent agenda and have a discussion on that. Any other changes, additions? Can I get a motion to approve the updated agenda?
A motion to approve the updated agenda.
Second?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We will discuss that. So let's move that to, how about just after our first reads? Does that sound good? Dr. Granger?
It will become the first action item.
Okay. All right, good news and celebrations.
Yes, although she's not here tonight, we do want to acknowledge and appreciate Janie Miller, who has served the school district for 32 years. Her last day will be on the 30th of September, so next week. And
It's a
she
long
started here in 1993. And we wish her the best, and we'll miss her in the district office, but she is joyous every day. She said her husband is super excited for her to be wrapping up her career, and so we're excited for her.
Oh, nice, I got a picture up.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
Tell her we will miss her.
and next month, we expect to have students and staff of the month during this portion of the meeting, so.
Awesome,
Awesome.
thank you.
Wait, Bella, right.
We have no previously asked questions because no one had any public comments. We have no one here that wants to do public comment, so we get to skip all that. And campus reports.
You have campus reports attached. This was something we talked about in the summer that we would start doing once the school year started. Mainly so they're not here to present them orally, but for your review on what's going on each campus and mainly upcoming events, so that if there was something of interest, you would be aware that it's coming. So hopefully.
I did have one question on the
Yep.
middle school.
Okay,
New electronics policy is also in effect. What is that? Curious.
I think that they're leaving their devices in the building. At the end of the day, is my understanding. Their computers aren't going home with them
Oh,
every day.
okay, so that's the new electronic, okay. I was just curious if
Yeah,
it was phones or, cause that was a couple years ago, so, okay.
I think the damage report, like many middle schools that have one-to-one devices, that was an area that saw the most. So leaving them in school hopefully protects our investment for longer.
All right,
And yes, questions are great during that, and if there's anything that you don't wanna see or wish you did, just let me know.
Okay.
They'll submit those in advance and you'll see them in the draft agendas.
yeah, they looked good, thank you. Monthly financial report. Mitch, you are up.
Yes.
All right. Any questions? All right, so we've seen this before. This is my format. The one thing that as we start the year, we look at FTE. We're down from what was projected in budget. So we're down overall about 80 FTE. Rough numbers, 10,000 a kid, that's $800,000. So as we look towards this year and look forward, you're gonna hear a lot from me that, you know, we're cutting back, we're trying to hold back. We wanna make sure that we've got money in the bank to pay the bills. And staffing being our biggest bill, everybody wants to get paid, so we, you know. That's FTE. Looking at ALE, so I've got a budget line in there. You can see the budget line in each one of these slides is static, it's all the way across, right? So we budgeted for 66 and it's coming at 43. So we're hoping to see the numbers pick up as the year goes by for our ALE. Special ed, we budgeted at 388, we are at 374. Those numbers do go up as the year goes on because we do more of the testing and analysis and stuff. And so it's one of the reasons that for funding, special ed doesn't start until October. It gives you the month of September to get ramped up. So now looking at fund balance. So one of the things I wanted to point out, you could see this year has been, you know, a myriad of ups and downs. We made it all the way down to 172,000 for fund balance. This is the first time you're seeing the end of last year. You will see it multiple times as I go through year-end close because we do the accruals. And one of the things that I've put into place this year, I'm trying to catch them as they come through, is I found out that in the past, we've done some major purchases for the next school year in the month of August and July and charged them to the previous school year. That's not how accrual accounting works. You have to pay for it for the time period where it is used. So next year, you know, I saw it come across my desk as a 24-25 expenditure, and I said, no, that needs to be posted in the new year. So we're gonna work on that this next year with watching more and more what belongs where and where to put it. So $2.7 million is where fund balance is sitting right now, and that's before I've done any accruals. So I've already done a grants claim for this month that's based on last year's, and so that number will go up. Might go down too because we have an accounts payable run, but I don't think it's gonna be as much as the grant accruals.
Higher than what I thought it was gonna be.
Cash though, cash at the county treasurer is 2.7 million. So that's usually what we see is the two, you know, you see them very close to your fund balance with the cash, your available cash with the county treasurer. It's a good number. Again, we need to make sure that we've got enough money to pay payroll. That's about enough to pay a normal payroll for this last year. That's before any raises kick in this next year. So just kind of keep in mind that I like to have payroll and accounts payable covered for at least 1 month in fund balance. And that's my suggestion to the board that we work to get a fund balance. If we go simply by, 4% fund balance, well, 4% of 40,000 in expenditures is what, $1,600, somewhere in there? Or $1.6 million. Don't do math in your head. And that's not enough to even pay payroll. So it's one of those things to think about as we go out. And you'll hear me say it time and time again, and I'm a broken record. Capital projects, we know what's coming in, we know what's going out. So we ended the year right around $2 million. And then debt service, you can see the peaks when we pay the payments on those the outstanding bonds. ASB, again, I keep saying we gotta learn from the kids because their fund balance has gone up over the last 5 years. And then transportation vehicle fund, we got in our $300,000 worth of depreciation funds. So we got enough money in the bank to buy one more bus. Unfortunately, buses now cost almost $200,000. So looking year over year for revenues, we actually are above what we projected in budget for revenues. So we're at, 101.7% of revenues. That number will go up. Again, this is a slide that you're gonna see as we move up into September, you'll see one for September compared to the previous Septembers, but I'm gonna keep this one until year-end close is done so we can watch where we've ended the year at. And then expenditures, we're at 99.55%, so very, very, very close, closer than I like to be for expenditure authority, but we're still under, so fingers crossed. So looking at the numbers, I left July's balances in there. As of July, we had overspent expenditures over revenue. In August, we had safety net come in, 800 and, I think the state portion was 830,000. So that helped us bring the fund balance back up. So that's money that we already spent in special ed costs. So this next year, safety net's not gonna be as high because they've eliminated that maximum. So, you've got to put out more district dollars in order to qualify for safety net and get that back from the state. Questions?
Michael, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Besides, why did that take so long?
Mike,
No questions, thank you.
Isaac?
No.
I have none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you, Mitch. Wanted to do a few updates, a month as we make some operational or functional changes in the district. Some of what you'll see is represented in this board agenda, and that you'll see under contracts and agreements for consent agenda. The board is seeing all contracts that the district enters into. This is a change in practice from previous. But every contract that the district has goes through now a routing process that starts with the administrator that oversees it and then goes to the finance office for review for funding match to make sure that where we're coding it or that we actually have budget capacity to spend it, and then it comes to my office after that. And so you will see them. This is more than you've probably seen before, but that's because we're trying to put all the contracts that we have online so people know where we're spending money. So it's not any different, although every day we learn of a couple contracts that, because there wasn't a process before, haven't flowed through that. And so we're also just coming upon things that we're learning and expenditures that we didn't know were expected to be had. So it's good that we have a little bit of fund balance to help with those types of things, because they're not known. Next year they will be. All of the contracts now get assigned an internal contract number. So there's a spreadsheet that tracks every contract, and if it's a yearly renewal, then we'll know when to bring it to the board so that it tracks for renewal. So it's just wanted to talk a little bit about that process. Also in hiring, we are also doing the same thing. So asking for a hiring form to come from a building administrator or from a department lead that says, this person wants to go on maternity leave, confirming with HR that they've actually submitted those types of documents for support, and then slowing down hiring just a touch to ensure that all components that are legally required for people to be employed by the district are in place prior to starting somebody. So just wanted to highlight those kind of two processes. You'll see in the board agenda has a little bit more background for those things. So if there's something that you have questions about, just let us know. We're just trying to put that out there for the public to also see, because they can see all of those contracts and just know where we're spending some of that money. So just more than you're used to, wanted to explain the why, so you knew what that was. Big thing for the board to be aware of is the district will be using this year to transition our student information system from PowerSchool to Cumulative. So 2 years ago, the district moved the business and adult side of the district's data to Cumulative, and we're just running too many systems that aren't communicating with each other. So this is gonna afford us the opportunity to move that to one system. So our super users and like principals, district office staff, anything finance and student, they're gonna see in the same platform now. I know we've talked to teachers about this at bargaining, they know it's coming. One of their questions was Canvas, will it still work? We've confirmed that it will. So we're in the process of doing that. It'll take us this year to get the data cleaned up and start turning stuff over. One of the byproducts of that will be an automation of more systems next year. People will be able to register their students for school online. So we will be able to see in real time if they do it, right, a kindergarten family that registers, it won't no longer be a paper packet that's waiting for office staff to return. We'll be able to track that throughout the summer and see how many packets are pending approval. Not gonna say it'll solve all of our projection needs, but it'll at least give us more live real-time data. And also it's gonna eliminate human entry in some processes, and anytime you have more humans touching things and entering into a system, there's more possibility for error, from spelling to date of birth not matching, so this should allow us to be more efficient with less staff. I mean, no districts right now are necessarily adding more people, it's just more unfunded mandates typically, so trying to automate some of our systems. So just every month, if we are transitioning something, I'll bring it to this part of the meeting so you know. So if it comes to you publicly, like you're aware that of kind of what the processes are we're building and the why behind it. So wanted to talk about that. Secondly, we are currently in insurance with the Washington State Risk Management Pool. That has seen, last 2 years has seen a 14% increase both years. So we would like to be able to shop around a little bit and ensure that we're getting the best deal. In order to do that, we have to issue a letter to them notifying them that we might leave. They have a 2-year, 2-month out clause, so we're basically telling them that in 2 years and 2 months we might leave, which affords us the opportunity to evaluate what options are in front of the district. Because I think this year the increase was $127,000.
Holy crap.
Ish.
2-year lead.
Yeah.
So there's
26
no
months.
wiggle room out of that at all in the contract? There's no, like, if they increase our rates, we can potentially,
Then they can.
So we just want to let the board know we're issuing that letter. It doesn't mean that for sure we're doing anything, but we want to make sure we're maximizing our options, especially in financial times that are challenging. I don't think insurance is gonna go down.
No.
If you'll remember, this was a big discussion point for WASDA and everybody during the legislative session, is that MSOC category where all those kind of charges get dumped is where districts have seen an escalation way above what the state's providing, so. We know insurance is important, but we also know it's an expenditure. For those, we had the work session in September about the levy, and that PowerPoint with the edits that you guys recommended was posted on the levy page today. So we now have a levy 2026, February 26 page, and that's the first piece of information that's out there, so thank you for the feedback on that. We do have a tribal consultation requirement, October 14th at 9 a.m. They've requested a board member to attend with myself and Mike Marin, so if somebody might wanna volunteer to attend that, it's a consultation with the Tulalip tribe. So.
I'll go if nobody else does.
Okay. And then I'll send you the required board training for all members, once they send me the link. We had a good CFAC meeting last week. We actually had more community members than district employees, so that's encouraging. And we have, it looks like we might have a couple people that might be contemplating stepping up and leading that group from a community perspective. So I would expect probably in October, Mitch, we're gonna bring some discussion on levy rates and what would be on the February ballot. And I think once we get that done, then having some more discussion with the board on bond and CFAC and kind of next steps, you know, cause it'll go fast. We'll get to the levy election and then we'll need to be planning for the bond and things of the future, so that's on there. The last thing I have is to just put on your radar, we ran the data today. We had 190 students choice out to Monroe's Parent Partnership this school year. I really would like the board to support our efforts to try to reinvigorate, relaunch, whatever you wanna call the district's parent partnership program that was here during COVID. I think that's a clear indication from our stakeholders that that's an option they'd like to have, and instead of driving 6 miles down the road, I'd like to see if we can engage them in a dialogue about building a meaningful, responsive program here that can retain that enrollment. So that's what our team will start working on, unless somebody thinks we shouldn't try to retain.
I think we all agree.
Keep them here, yeah.
So we'll start down that process as one of the things to help enrollment, which we know is very,
Like parent partnership, we'll see what we can name it whatever we want.
other than that, I don't have anything, but if people have questions, happy to.
What was that insurance? How much did it go up?
14%.
Yeah,
127.
14%, I'll email you the number exactly.
14%, it was,
The total is
I'd have to
six.
pull it up, it would be like
88.
$60,000 to $80,000 increase overall between vehicles and property. And
It's gone up every year for the last 3 for sure. I'll send you the number.
Thank you.
The final number.
And if you can just ask, if they'd let us wiggle out of our contract.
Not to say there's a better deal out there.
No, but I just say, even if we're allowed to start shopping now, not saying that we would leave, but if we did get a,
I've heard that former district of mine, their increase was actually less than 5%.
That'd be nice.
Different.
Carrier.
perfect,
So,
anywhere we can save money.
yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, do I have a motion to approve the updated consent agenda?
Motion to approve the updated consent agenda.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right. So then our first item, let me get over here. Is going to be the weapons policy. And Michael, do you wanna discuss, cause I don't think Mike was here, what,
Sure, yeah, so, pulling it up, sorry. Well, I mean, bottom line, the
42.
first line of the, regulation of dangerous weapons on school premises, unless authorized by police, it is violation of district policy for any person to knowingly carry a firearm or dangerous weapon on a school premises. Kind of what I had mentioned was, there was a young man last year who accidentally forgot that he had left, went out shooting with some friends the night before and forgot his rifle in the back of his truck, and, unfortunately, the laws are what they are, we had, and policy was what it is. He got burnt for it. Now, this would be lovely, cause he unknowingly brought it to school, accidentally, however you wanna say it, I'd love to have that carve out, however, knowingly carry, that is a great excuse, it's real easy to go, oh my gosh, I forgot that I had
Sidearm, yeah.
a sidearm on me. It is too easy of an excuse to bring something on with that knowingly in there. I don't think we should give the carve out of knowingly carrying a firearm.
I agree with that. Isaac,
I completely agree.
Mike?
Yeah.
So can I get a motion to approve the second read of policy 4210 with the word knowingly removed from the first sentence?
A motion to approve
That thing.
that
Policy.
policy 4210, removing the word knowingly from the first sentence.
Do we have a second? Fight over it.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I've given
Opposed?
you an opportunity to second your.
I appreciate it, I'm uninterested.
All right, first read of policy 2020, course design, selection, and adoption of instructional materials. Does anyone have comments or questions on this? Isaac?
No.
Mike?
No.
Michael?
Negative.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve first read of policy 2020?
I'll motion to approve the first read of 2020.
Do I have a second?
The second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, that passes. First read of policy 3205, sexual harassment of students prohibited. Good thing we put prohibited in there.
Just so you know, this policy comes from the district's legal counsel. I know previously in one of the summer meetings, we talked about, there was a WASDA model that had the board as the appeal, which means all of you would have to get the training, stay up on the rules. This is a model from our legal counsel that allows, Isaac Swartz will be the district's Title IX coordinator, and then the investigator is Mike Marion. The decision maker is Paul, and then the appeal will go to me from there. So it removes the board from having to stay up with the federal training requirements. Sometimes those appeals have to happen on tight timelines. And so this was one that the law office updated for the districts it represents to reflect that practice. So just wanted to make sure you knew this is not an identical WASDA model, but rather one from our local council.
Appreciate that.
Michael, questions, comments?
No, thank you.
Mike,
No questions.
Isaac?
No questions.
I have no questions. Do I have a motion to approve first read of policy 3205?
Motion to approve policy, first read of policy 3205.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that one passes.
Thank you.
First read of policy 3210, non-discrimination. Any comments on this one, Dr. Ranger?
This is one that we have to get updated to reflect, I believe this one came out of the legislative session in their call out of the state definition of a protected class of individuals, to include those that are neurodivergent. So it just gets us in compliance. We have to submit to OSPI that we've adopted this policy and made changes, so.
Questions, Michael?
What is neurodivergent?
Paul would be, probably have the
Often.
best definition for that.
A lot of it is people learning differently and their different approaches.
That's kind of what I assumed in general, but I thought maybe there was a more specific. Nope, no further questions.
Mike,
No questions.
Isaac?
No questions.
All right, can I get a motion to approve first read of policy 3210?
Motion to approve policy 3210.
Wait a second,
I second.
First read of 3210.
I'm sorry.
what did I say?
No, he just said approve.
Oh,
We said
sorry.
approve
Okay.
first read of 3240 or 3210.
And then Isaac, all in favor? Aye, opposed? All right, that one passes. Then we've got policy 3241, student discipline. Any comments on that one, Dr. Granger, or?
So last year OSPI adopted emergency rules to implement these policies and procedures around student discipline. They've gone through the process of making them permanent instead of emergency, so this update reflects those changes. From here, we will be working with our assistant principals, who are the ones who primarily deal with school-based discipline, to update the discipline matrix chart from WASDA, which doesn't require board approval, but it's been sent to them for review and any feedback as far as how they carry out the actual policy, so.
Any questions, Isaac?
No questions.
Mike?
No questions.
Michael?
No questions.
Can I get a motion to approve first read of policy 3241?
Motion to approve first read of policy 3241.
Give a second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one passes. First read of policy 5010, non-discrimination and affirmative action. Any comments on that one, Dr. Ranger?
This is similar to the one you saw before, except for that 5,000s deal with adults, 3,000s deal with kids. So again, compliance, but it's in the staff section of the policy handbook.
Any questions, Michael?
I read it and I felt like it almost conflicted with itself, saying that it was not gonna engage in affirmative action, and then kind of said that we were going to go with affirmative action? I don't know if I'm the only one who got that impression. More discussion than question, I don't know. Anyone else got that?
Is there a part you're looking at?
No, I'm trying to
Okay.
re-find it now, honestly. It just seemed like it contradicted itself, but, maybe I read it wrong.
Look for it, we can, Mike or Isaac, do you have any questions?
It's a
or
first read
comments?
anyway.
Mike?
No questions.
Did you wanna keep looking for it, Michael? We can wait for you.
I don't know. When it's, I don't know, it's fine. I will reread it, find exactly what I meant and word it before the second read.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve first read of policy 5010?
I motion to approve the first read of policy 5010.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, right, that one passes. And that is it. We do have a 10-minute executive session,
Yes, ma'am.
so we will, I don't think we need a break since it's only been,
This is the
31 minutes.
fastest ever.
so, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. All right. We're gonna close out this at 6:31. Probably will be 10 minutes.